Good evening, guys. Good evening. Join fast. Ask your friends to join fast ASAP. We'll start the class ASAP. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Can somebody respond? Good evening, everyone. I want your responses. Good evening. Good evening. So, my name is Shravya.
Good evening, sir.
Wadla Mohan. Good evening. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you, Mohan?
I'm fine, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. So, are you all enjoying the class?
Yes, sir. Wonderful, sir.
Oh, I don't think it is wonderful, but from tomorrow we'll make it wonderful. Okay?
Okay,
See,
sir.
I'll tell you something, guys. Listen. Listen carefully. How many of you are Hyderabadis? How many of you are Hyderabadis? There is a saying in Hyderabadi. Aag laga denge, maut dal denge. How many of you know it? How many of you know it? Aag laga denge, maut dal denge. How many of you know it?
Sir, I am
Yeah,
Mamuna, sir.
you're from Mahbub Nagar.
JPNC College.
Okay. Whatever it is. But how many of you know this dialogue? Okay. So if you know this
Okay, sir.
dialogue, we are going to do that from tomorrow. So every day somebody is asking for full stack development, right? Every day people are asking for full stack development.
Yes,
So
sir.
from tomorrow onwards, I am going to show you how to develop web applications in 10 minutes.
Okay,
By
sir.
8 o'clock, we'll start developing the web applications tomorrow. By 8 o'clock, we'll start our class at 7:45. By 8 o'clock, we'll start developing web applications tomorrow. And call your friends, as many people as possible. Ask them to join. In minutes, we'll create web pages. In minutes. Without using HTML, without using CSS, without using JavaScript, just using Python will help us to develop web applications. We are going to do that tomorrow. We are going to create wonderful, beautiful applications, mind-blowing applications. So we are going to do that tomorrow. Okay, that's the reason I told you from tomorrow onwards, we are going to, set the fire. Okay, we'll set the fire. So that's what I want to say. So invite your friends. And today I'll finish for loop and I'll briefly introduce while loop. And from tomorrow at 7:45, we'll start the session. In 15 minutes, we'll install the required libraries. And after 15 minutes, we'll directly start developing the applications directly without any delay. We'll start putting components to the web page without any delay. We are going to see the power of Python tomorrow. There is no language that can compete with Python. Neither HTML, JavaScript, CSS, any language, nothing can compete with Python. So tomorrow we are going to see that. So keep that in mind and ask your friends to join tomorrow. So today, a typical Python class. I'll finish for loop and while loop. and I'll give you some time for questions if we have time, but I'll go a little slowly today because I want you to understand one iterative function called range function. Once you understand that, then we'll look at while function, while statement, and after that, we'll end today's session. Then tomorrow onwards, get ready on the front lines and become a web developer in 1 hour. In 1 hour, you will become a web developer. In 1 hour. Okay, isn't it amazing, guys? Isn't it amazing that you are going to become a web developer in 1 hour? Okay, so 1 hour, just 1 hour. Right. You can surprise your friends. Okay, that's what we are going to see tomorrow. Right, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen, and so I'll just open the ideally that is Python integrated development environment. So I'm sharing my screen. So ask your friends to join, invite your classmates. Okay, those who are not aware of Python, let them join tomorrow. Okay, so and also those who are into final year and those who are seeking jobs, let them join for tomorrow's class, because tomorrow's class, starting from tomorrow's class for exactly 15 to 18 classes, I'm going to talk about web development just by using Python. No JavaScript, no HTML, no CSS. A simple language, Python, will help you to develop web pages. Okay, so you will be surprised to know what we can do tomorrow. Okay, right. So let's get started. So yesterday I was talking about for loop, and how many of you understood? Yes. Yeah, somebody turned on their mic. Please mute yourself. Okay, right. So yesterday, how many of you understood for loop? How many of you understood for loop? How many of you understood for loop? Just say, if you understood, say yes. You can use your mic or you can just put the text yes. Okay, so if you understood for loop, that's good. Okay, so there are few people who are saying yeses, right? Okay, I need more yeses, but from tomorrow onwards, it's going to be a different story altogether. It's going to be a different story. The story and these 10 days is going to change your perspective about Python. These 10 days is going to make you a developer. You are going to develop web applications. That is the challenge, that I am setting before you. Okay, it is a challenge that I am setting before you. So make sure you don't miss anything from tomorrow. Okay, now let's start for loop again. So I am going to create a for loop. So for loop. So we are going to take a collection. Yesterday we took collection. So for variable in collection 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, you see there are 10 items in this, 10 items. So you can print all the 10 items. Okay, but if you want to print them on the same line, use end argument and set its value to space. So you can print all the 10 items in the same line. But the thing is, typing such series S is difficult. In the for loop, we need series S. If you already know C programming, C++ programming, or Java programming, okay, there is a way to write for loop. Okay, for I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, then I plus plus. Okay, that is the increment operator you have used. Can I do it in Python like that? Yes, you can do it in Python. We have a function for that. That is a range function. So I'm going to introduce range function. And after this class, so get ready for your favorite development. Start surprising your friends from tomorrow onwards. After this class tomorrow at 8:45, after 8:45, you can start creating web applications immediately after that. So that's the kind of class we are going to have tomorrow. Okay, right. So we are going to talk about a function called range function. This is not a normal function. It is a iterator. Don't need to worry about what it does. it has 3 arguments: start, stop, and step. Okay. And start is optional. It is optional. Step is also optional. Okay. Start is optional. Step is also optional. So only required argument is stop. Okay. Start, you only use it when you need it. Step, you only use it when you need it. So these are the 3 arguments of this function. Okay. So by default, start value is 0. Start is 0. Okay. And step is 1. Step is 1. So just remember, when you don't give any start value, it is 0. When you don't give any step value, it is 1. So remember, okay, it is very simple to understand. Once you understand this, you are done with for loops. That's it. You are done with for loops. Once you are done with for loops and while loop, and tomorrow we are doing our web development. Tomorrow. Okay. Right. So let's understand what this function does. Okay. I'm going to use very simple language. I'm not going to use a technical language to make this function understandable. So technically, the definition that I gave is wrong. Technically, that is wrong, but still I use that definition because I want you to understand this. That's the main idea. Okay. So, right. So let's define it. Okay. Range function gives a collection of values starting from start value till stop value. Okay. By continuously incrementing start value with step value till it reaches stop value. Okay. So one more point is start is inclusive and step is exclusive. Okay. Stop is inclusive, step is exclusive. Let's try to understand this. Okay. So what this function does is it will give a set of values. Now my definition is technically wrong, but we are trying to understand the function first. Okay, then you can understand it technically later. Okay, right. So what it does is it will give the values from start value to the step value. It will give the value from start value to the step value. How it gives it? It will give the start value, then it will add the step value to start value, then it gives the second value, then again it adds the step value, it gives the third value, then again it's at this step value to start value, it gives the third value, so on and so forth it does till it reaches the stop value. So it will take the start value, it will continuously increase the start value till it becomes stop value. But in the output, you will never see stop value because stop is exclusive. Stop is exclusive, but start is inclusive. So let's try to understand by taking stop. Just we'll take the stop. Okay, range stop argument. We'll just take the range stop argument. So when you take stop argument, you need to remember start is 0, step is 1. Okay. So you need to remember start 0 and step is 1. Okay. You need to remember that whenever you take just one argument, stop argument, because start's default value is 0 and step default value is 1. Remember. So I take range 5. So what is the start value? 0. It is 0. Okay. It will start with 0. Because we took only one argument, obviously it is stop argument. Okay. So it will start with 0. By default, it is 0 is the start value. And continuously, it will add step value to the start value. So 0 plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay. It reaches the stop value. But stop value is exclusive. That means it will not return the stop value. It will go up to stop value, but it will not return the stop value. So when you write range 5, what are you doing? You are getting 0 to 4. That's what you are getting. Okay. So let's look at this. We are going to use the same thing in some time. So we are going to print 5 to 50, but now for I in range 5, print I. So you see 0 to 4, it gives 0 to 4. Okay, 5 is stop value. Okay, range 3, 3 is stop value. The start value is by default 0. It will start with 0. Okay, it will start with 0, 0, plus 1. Step value is 1. Step value is the increment value, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. But 3 is stop value is exclusive. So it will give 0 to 2. Okay, right. So let's see that. So I'm going to change the above code, range 3. I'll give range 3. It will print 0 to 2. Okay, right. So similarly, let's take range 7. So the start value is 0. Step value is 1, plus 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 1. So, but 7 is the stop value. Stop value is exclusive. It will not return the stop. It will return 0 to 6. Let's see it again. So range, put 7 here. It will give 0 to 6. You got it, guys? How it is working? So by default, it will start giving values from 0. It will give continuously, values by incrementing the value by plus 1. Okay, till it reaches the stop value. If it stop value is 5, it will reach 5, but not 5. If stop value is 3, it will reach from 0 to 3, but not 3. If stop value is 7, it will reach from 0 to 7, but not 7. You understood, guys? You understood how it works? So you can take series of numbers using range function. Okay, remember, always stop value is positive value here. Stop is positive value. Okay, you cannot have negative value. So if you start with a negative value, if your stop is negative value, because start is 0, if you continuously add 1 to 0, you will never reach negative value. Okay, so stop is always positive in this case. Okay, now let's take start and stop. Let's take start and stop. Okay, so right, range, start, stop. Now you can give start value, stop value. So now when you give start and stop, remember step is 1. Step is 1. Okay, right. Also, you should remember one more thing. So you should remember that start should be less than step. A stop should be less than stop. So let's try to understand this. Okay, see, range 0 is start. By default, it is 0 only, but I'll take 4. So it will start with 0. What is step value? Plus 1. So 0, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. It will go up to stop value, but stop value is exclusive. So it will only return 0 to 3. 0, 4 will return only 0 to 3. Okay. So it will never return the stop value. So you see 0, 4. It will never return the stop value. Okay. Let's try with another example. Range. Okay. So 5, 8. So it will start with 5. Step value is plus 1 by default. So 5 plus 1, 6. Plus 1, 7. Plus 1, 8. But 8 is stop. Stop is exclusive. So it is going to return. Okay. We'll talk about negative values. We'll talk about, okay, negative values in some time. Okay. So you see, it will give 5 to 7. Okay. Start to stop. But stop is exclusive. So it will give 5 to 7. Right to 7. Okay. Right. Now listen. Range. Somebody asked, can I start with negative value? Yes. Minus 3 to plus 3. Minus 3. Plus 1. Minus 2. Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1. But 3 is stop value. So don't include stop value. It will give minus 3 to 2. So let's do another example. So -3 to wait, right? Okay, but let's try one more example. Okay, so range -10 to minus 4. So -10 +1 -9 +1 -8 +1 -7 +1 -6 +1 -5. So -10 to -5. You can see it brings -10 to -5. Okay. Yeah, somebody asked, sir, this training consists of Python full stack uh, Python course only. So who is this? I don't see your name. Just gives a dot actually. Okay, I don't see your name. Please let me know your name. Then I will answer. Okay, because how can I address you? So your name is dot. So I don't know how to talk to dot. So change your name. I will answer your question. I told you from tomorrow onwards, we are going to see amazing things. In 1 hour session, first 15 minutes, we'll focus on installation. And we start our class at 7:45. From 8 o'clock, I will directly show you how to develop web applications, web pages without using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or even Django. So I will live, I'll create the web pages. You are going to see the web pages live. Okay. So we are going to do that. Okay. Not Tkinter. Tkinter is for GUI applications. It is not a web application library. Okay. It is not Tkinter. Just if you want to know what you are going to learn, change your name from dot to something else. Okay, please change your name and ask it. I will definitely answer your question. Okay, right. I don't know whether you are a boy or a girl. That is another thing. So make sure I should be able to address you properly. Right. So now, okay. So let's see one more example. Range -4 to -9. Can I do this? No, it is not possible. Why? Because start value is -4. And what is step value? +1. So you add +1, it becomes -3, then -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. It is going upwards. It is, incrementing. It is the values are going in ascending order. If they go in ascending order, can you reach from -4 to -9? Is it possible? It is not at all possible. It is not at all possible. So since it is not at all possible, so we can't run this. So I told you, start should be less than stop. Okay, start should be less than stop. But here, start is greater than stop. So this is not possible. I'm not saying it is an error, but I just say this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. It is not possible. Okay, let's try -4 to -9. It's not going to print anything. It's not going to print anything. Nothing we see as output. Okay, just keep that in mind. Nothing we see as output. Okay, right. So let's take one more example to understand this. Range. So 10 to 6. So we start with 10, then step value is 1, +1 11, +1 12, +1 13. If the values continuously increment, can we go from 10 to 6? Not possible. So it is wrong. It's wrong. Okay. So these are a few examples of okay, range, start, stop. Now let's look at range, start, stop, step. So range, start, stop, step. Okay, here, so You can define start, you can define step, you can define stop. Okay, you can define anything. So, one thing you have to remember, if start is less than stop, then, okay, step is positive. Step is positive. Or if start is greater than stop, then step is negative. Okay, just remember this. Okay, this is a little, easy to understand. Let's start range 5, 50 or 55 or 51. Okay, so, and step value is 5. What is the start value? 5. Step value is 5 plus 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 5. So it will go up to stop value, but it will never reach stop value. Okay. So did you get this series that we typed in the beginning? Beginning of this class, we saw this series, right? Did we get this series? Yes. So you can directly type it. For I in range 5, 51, 5. Okay, now print I. So no more these kind of simple programs from tomorrow. We are going to directly see the web applications directly. So that's the reason I ask you to change your name, and I will discuss with you what we are going to learn tomorrow. But make sure, so somebody asked for attendance. So due to some conditions, I did not come to join previous sessions. Can you please share the previous session? Yes, that will be shared by your team members. Okay, right. Right. Okay. Now that will be done. Okay. So there is attendance link. Please take the attendance link. Okay. So I'm telling you, right? So the same dot, the dot person has changed the name. Okay. So Mr. Dot, I think you have changed your name. So remember tomorrow, I'm going to teach you web development. Web development. What is the purpose of full stack? To develop web applications. Of course, you'll also do serious object-oriented coding, but we will see that. But tomorrow, I'm going to show you web development. I'll show you how to create pages, single pages. Day after tomorrow, I'll show you how to create complex pages. Then after that, I'll show you how to combine the complex pages into a web application, into a website. So we are going to see step by step, very, very interactive application, all using simple Python code. Okay, all using simple Python code. Okay, so right, if only stop is provided without start, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. So that's what we did right in the beginning. So this is only stop is provided. This is one. Okay, you got it. This is the one. Okay, right. Okay, right, now we can create like this. So let's see a few examples. Range -10 to +10 and type 3 as a step value. So -10 +3 +3 +3 +3. That's it. +3 and +3. So you'll get all these values. Okay, let's use them. So -10 to +10, step value is 3. -10 to +10, step value is 3. So you see the series -10, -7, -4, -1, +2, 8. Okay, right. Okay, so if it, yes, it is possible by def, it takes 0 as. I didn't get you. Yes, it's possible by definition. By definition takes 0 as start, right? It's okay. So your English is different. So can I take range 10 to minus 10? And in that case, I have to use minus step value, because going from minus 10 to 10 is you're going in ascending order. Okay, you're going in ascending order. Minus 10 to 10, you're going in ascending order. Sorry. So somebody put a message by default. Okay, right. That's true by default. Just a minute. I clicked on wrong tag. Yeah. Okay, so now if you are going from higher value to lower value, your step value should be negative. So 10 minus 3 minus 3 minus 3 minus 3 minus 3 minus 3. Okay, you will get that. So if you use this, if you go from minus 10 to minus 10, so you are going from higher value to lower value, use negative step value. Okay, this is what you are supposed to do. Okay, so the range, what if I go from 10 to 50, but I use minus step value? So you're going from 10 to 50. So minus step value will make it 0 first. It will make it minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. And it cannot reach 50. Never. So this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay. In the same way, range 50 to 10. Okay. And if you take 10, you will never reach 10 from 50 by adding 10 continuously. So it goes on like this. So 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, it goes on like this. You will never reach 10. So this is also wrong. Okay. So let's try one. So 50, 10. So you write 10 as a step value. So you will never reach that. It's not possible. It's wrong. I'm not saying it is error. It's wrong. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So no, this is a range function. So what can I do with range function? You can do a lot of things. So if you place a character in place of step and it takes ASCII value to increase size, no, you have to convert it to ordinal number. Ordinal number. Let's say you want from A to Z. So you can do one of these two ways. Okay. So either you can directly type the numbers for I in range 65 to 91. Okay. And print. So convert it to character. You can print A to Z. This is one way of doing it, or you can print them on separate lines on the same line with spaces. You can print it like this. Okay. Or else you can take A and Z here. A and Z. Since they are characters, surround them with A to Z. Or you can just print the number. So without converting it into character, you can print numbers, which is 65 to 90. I'm sorry, I forgot to remove that I. So which is 65 to 90. Okay, so these are ASCII questions. So you are asking for this. Did you ask you for this? Okay, if you place character in place of step, will we take ASCII value to it? We are not going to talk about ASCII. We'll talk
Yes, sir.
about Unicode. ASCII is the old thing. So in your academics, they still teach ASCII. It's good. There is nothing wrong in that. But right now we are in the world of Unicodes. For example, if you want to print like Telugu letter, so you can print a Telugu letter by using a number 3077. You can use 3078, second 3079. No, E 3080 E. So you can similarly print Hindi, English, Tamil, Malayalam, Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, Urdu. So you can print letters from any language. So we are not limited to ASCII. ASCII is 0 to 255. So total 256 numbers. Now we don't use ASCII. We use only Nalla, somebody named Nalla, trying to draw something. Don't do that, please. Okay, so what is your name? Nalla Krishnaveni or Nalla Shruti? Somebody. Okay, don't do that. So please. Do Java follows Unicode or ASCII? I'm not bothered about it. I'm not bothered about Java. Okay, I'm bothered about how the real world is evolving, how people are interacting with what is the ASCII value for Urdu? I'm not bothered about Urdu also. I don't remember the letters, numbers. Because Telugu is mother tongue, I remember letters for English. I remember, numbers for English, and also I remember numbers for Hindi, Telugu. But if probably it could be something around 2000, so 2050, something like that. These symbols, I don't know whether they are Urdu or Arabic symbols. Okay, so I don't know. So I don't know whether they are Greek symbols. Okay, so I don't know what are these symbols. You try on your own. So, or you can go to Google and try to find the Unicode numbers. So Python follows ASCII and Unicode, but Unicode is what we are using in the world right now, because we don't want to use one language, we want to use different languages. So remember one thing. So whatever we are discussing today is for today. Okay. So somebody is drawing here. So somebody's whose name starts with Bruna. Okay. So don't do that mischievous things. You are a decent person. Okay. Don't become indecent. Okay. You want to disturb yourself, disturb yourself. Don't disturb entire class. So you are wasting everybody's time and you are wasting my energy. And that's very bad. You are spoiling the resources. Don't do that, please. Okay. Right. So, right. Now let's get into this range function. Okay. We'll come back to range function. And I'll just print one example. I can print several examples, but tomorrow we are going to see practicals. We are going to create web applications live. Don't worry whether it is full stack or any stack. Okay, don't worry about it. You are going to see the web applications. You will create the website starting from tomorrow. After the class, you will be thrilled to start developing your own web applications. Okay, I'll give you a cheat sheet. You can start going through that cheat sheet also. Okay, right. So now I will just print a table. Okay, for I in range. Let's say I want to print 10, table. Let's say 15 table. I can do that. So print, okay, 15 into I, 15 into I is equal to, okay, so this is I into 15. So we'll just print 15 table. That's it. Okay, right. So you can do all these kind of things. Very simple. I don't want to go through all those basics, simple, programs, but I want you to develop something for real world, something valuable you are going to learn, something really valuable that will amaze you. You will understand its value in 1 hour tomorrow. You will understand its value in 1 hour. You are not going to get it anyway. So only tomorrow you will get it. So keep that in mind. Now we are done with for loops. I'll just give you examples of while loop. Okay. So while loop. What is while? So while loop. So I'll just put, the definition for while loop. As I told you earlier yesterday, so it is a conditional loop. So this is how it works. While Boolean expression, colon, and you write the block. Block is indented statements. As long as the Boolean expression is true, the loop will continue. Once the Boolean expression is false, the loop ends. Okay. So as long as the Boolean expression is true. The loop iterates. Once it becomes false, the loop ends. Okay, that's what exactly happens. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to see the beauty of that. Okay, so right. And while developing applications, we are going to learn the Python. That's what we are going to do tomorrow. Just keep that in mind and get ready for that. So I'm going to use a simple example here. So I equal to 0, and while I is less than 5, print I plus equal to 1. So it is going to print 0 to 4. Okay, how does it work? It will take the initial value, I is 0, and I value is 0. 0 is less than 5, true. So it will print 0. So it printed 0, and it will increase the value of I by 1. Okay, this I told you in the previous classes. Okay, compound assignment operator. This I told you in the previous classes. Okay, I becomes 1, and 1 is less than 5, true. It will print 1. Okay, and it increases the I value by 1. I becomes 2. Okay, 2 is less than 5, so it will print 2, and it will increase the value of I by 1. It becomes 3. Okay, Jamila Sheikh, don't write anything. Okay, so don't try to do anything. Okay, be like a good students. There was a time only boys used to do mischievous things. Now girls are also doing mischievous things. Okay, right. So I value is 3, 3 less than 5, true. It will print 3, and it will increase the value of I. So then I becomes 4, 4 less than 5, true. So it will print 4, and it will increase the value of I. I becomes 5, 5 less than 5 is false. So the loop ends. But let's say if I don't type this increment value, what happens? So that's the question we need to ask ourselves. So if I write I equal to 0, okay, I equal to 0. And if I don't write any increment value, because I'm not changing I is always 0. So it will continuously print 0 forever, forever, and forever, and forever. This is called, I am terminating it by pressing Ctrl C. This is called infinite loop. It is only possible in while. Okay, so I will stop it here, and you can ask questions for tomorrow's session, because I know you are excited. So there is no infinity. Okay, infinity, there is no such thing as infinity. Okay, but it iterates continuously, and you can say it iterates indefinitely or infinitely, but value infinity doesn't exist. The moment you define a value, it's no more an infinity. If it is infinity, you cannot write it. You cannot write it. It is not possible. Okay, I'll ask you a question. Since you asked the question, between 0 and infinity, what is the midpoint? Between 0 and infinity, what is the midpoint? Can you answer it? So if you say x value is in midpoint, then 2x is not infinity, right? 2x is not infinity. So the midpoint between 0 and infinity is 1. Okay, and you may not understand it, but that's what exactly it is. So I don't want to get into mathematical debates in this session. Any questions you have, guys? How many of you want to develop web applications tomorrow? Okay, web application directly tomorrow. How many of you want to develop? Okay, you want? Yes. Okay, then we'll develop the web application. So before going, I'll just discuss one idea. So so everybody's saying I am. Okay, waiting for tomorrow's session. That's good. So it is going to be excited, and call all your friends who are in your class, your classmates, call all of them. And we are going to make it really exciting, and you will never forget tomorrow. You will never forget tomorrow. That is my guarantee. Okay. So there are two statements. Before I close this class, I'll just discuss two statements. Okay, it's okay whatever you use, whether you use for loop or while loop, both are okay. But if you want to develop applications that will run forever, without going down. And if you want to run GUI applications, graphical user applications, then graphical user interface applications, then while is the only choice you have. While is the only choice. Okay, remember that. So use the while loop. It is effective. If you go to Google and read which loop is effective, they say for loop, but Google is wrong in that case. It is while loop that is faster. So rely on while loop. Okay, there are two statements that we use with while loop. One is break, the break statement. Okay, so you can end the loop immediately or early, okay, using break statement. And always use the break statement inside if statement. Okay, break the loop with a reason. That reason is provided by if statement. Okay, right. So it's okay. How can I join this link tomorrow? How we are going to use front end, okay, as HTML. See, tomorrow you see we are going to develop front end application, guys. I'm talking about front end application. Tomorrow we are going to create front end application. So somebody asked the question, sir, we are going to use front end as HTML. Without using HTML, we are going to create front. Without using HTML. Wouldn't it be amazing? Okay. I'm not going to use a single HTML tag tomorrow. In the later classes, I will use those. Okay, no framework, no Django, no Flask, no Fast API, no bottle, no framework. Okay, so it's not a framework. Okay, of course, we are going to install something, but that's not a framework. So wait for the surprise. Okay, right, it's not a framework, right? So then you can break the loop, but you can also skip an iteration using continuous statement. Okay, so you can skip an iteration using continue statement. Okay, always use the continue statement inside if statement. Okay, right. So let's use one example of each. Okay, so right, I will take, a list of employees. So Raju, Anil, Kavi, Venu, Bano, okay, Bose, and Mano. So these are few names. I just want to use short names. Okay, I want to print all the names till Venu. After that, I will. So actually, it will go through all the names, all the 7 names, but I want to end the loop in the middle. So we'll print the employee name, but next we'll write something like this: if employee equal to Venu, okay, then break. So you see, it takes Raju, assigns it employee, it prints Raju, then employee Raju, no. So it will not execute the break. Then it will take Anil, it will assign it to employee, it will print Anil, employee Anil, no. So then it will go to next loop, next item, okay. It will assign it to employee. So employee is Kavi, it will print Kavi. Kavi is not Venu, but then it will take Venu, employee. So it will print Venu after printing Venu. Venu is equal to Venu, true. So it will break the loop. It will break the loop there. So you always need to break the loop with a condition. Don't break it like that. And if you don't want to print Venu, you want to go up to Venu but not Venu, then write the break statement before print statement. print. So it is not going to print the value. It is only go up to that. So that's how we can break a loop early. Okay. We can also skip an iteration. For example, if you are printing, okay, so 1 to 10 range, okay, 1 to 10, you can print it like that. But if you don't want to print three multiples like 3, 6, 9, so you can also use that loop. So if I when divided by 3, if it is 0, the remainder is 0, then continue. That means it will skip the iteration. It will take 1. Yeah, right, continue. It will skip the iteration. If it is 1, this is false. So it will print 1. If it is 2, I is 2, this is false, it will print 2. But I is 3, this is true, it will continue. That means it will jump to the beginning of the loop. It will go to next iteration. It will take I value 4, it is false, so it will print 4. It will take I value 5, it is false, it will print 5. Again, it will take I value 6, and this is true for I value 6. So it will continue. That means it will jump to the next iteration. So that's how we can use these two statements. Now it's a time for your questions. Would you like to ask any questions? Any questions? We have less than 10 minutes. You would like to ask any questions? So who is that who asked me for framework? So Shruti, right? So Shruti, tomorrow you are going to see, okay, something where probably most of you never thought, probably maybe 1% of you know, okay, what I was talking about, but most of them don't know what I'm talking about. So tomorrow we are going to see how to create web applications quickly. Can I use HTML? Yes. Well, you can use HTML, but I'm not going to use HTML tomorrow. We'll develop the applications for a few days, then we'll use HTML. Okay. Sir, may I get what? Recorded sessions. You know, this information will go to our team. So we have a team. So it's a support team is there. So they will, they will share the recording with you. So that's not a problem. Right. Okay, guys. So if you don't have any questions, okay, how can I connect? You will receive a link, right? They are seeing your messages. Probably you can drop your email here, or probably, you can call them. So I think Sham, can you put down some information so that, you give your attendance in the link. You give your attendance in the link. And so, yeah. Sir, what is the difference between, the first one is correct, second one is wrong, So if you take x equal to 10, okay, now if you write x plus equal to 2, so look at the two operators, plus and equal to, okay, plus and equal to. First, it goes with the plus, x plus 2. What is x plus 2? 10 plus 2, 12. And then it goes with assignment operator. 12 is assigned to x. X becomes 12. So if you write equal to plus 2, okay, so, you are actually assigning a new value. So this is wrong. This is wrong. It is actually writing plus 2. Now, every integer has a sign, right? Plus sign or minus sign. So when you don't write any sign, it is a plus sign. So you are assigning 2 to x. So according to your question, this is right. And, this is wrong. Sorry. This is wrong. So this is wrong because it is simply assigning 2 to x. Right? Did you get the answer? Okay. So you're just putting plus before a value. So by default, there is a plus. By default, when you don't use any sign, there is a plus sign before every value. So that's the reason. So first one is right and the second one is wrong. Okay, first one is right and the second one is wrong. So don't do such mischievous things. I know you can do it in your college, in your class. So any other questions? No, sir. Okay, then. So if you don't have question, don't do anything like that. Don't draw anything like that. If you're a boy and if you're writing like that, you will get a bad wife. If you're a girl and you're writing on the screen, you'll get a bad boy. Okay, don't do that. Yeah, you will get previous classes. Our department will give you previous classes. Right. Okay. So have a great day ahead. So good night. See you tomorrow. Make sure you come with excitement and invite everyone. We are going to do the web application developments. Navya, drop your email ID. So our team will record it and they'll contact you. Okay. So there is attendance link and give your attendance. I'll just copy it for you. Right. Navya ECE. So I think I copied it. I don't know why it didn't get copied. Yeah. Copy. Right. Okay. I just sent that. Right, guys. Okay. Right. So if you don't have any questions, then you can leave and you can connect tomorrow. Right.